231, mark time, march. Left, 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 right, left, 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 right, left, 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 right, left, left, left. Halt, 1, 2. Scouts may be seated. Everyone please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Scout salute those not in uniform. Place your right hand over your heart. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
2. Scouts remain standing. Parents may seat. Scout sign. Scout oath.
On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty, to guard my country, to obey the scout law, to help other people at all times, to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight.
Scout law.
Scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent.
2. Scouts may be seated. Good afternoon. My name is Justin White, and I'm an Eagle Scout with Troop 31 and a previous PAC 231 member. I'm pleased to serve as Master of Ceremonies as we honor Ben Hack, Brandon Tsai, and Stephen Zrebiec in this Eagle Court of Honor. Before we begin our program, I'd like to introduce Mr. Ray Coe, our Scoutmaster, for some introductions and announcements.
Thank you, Justin. Let me start by saying that this is a really tremendous day, and I welcome you all. Of course, this is a special afternoon for these 3 young men, Ben, Brandon, and Stephen. A couple announcements. First of all, on Monday, one thing we'll do on Monday is we're going to have several folks come in for their Scoutmaster Conference and board review. The following week, our Court of Honor will be a small one. It's not an able one, but we will also be having some folk come in and talk about high adventure trips that you may want to sign up for. So anybody interested in hiking or any of that kind of stuff, please show up to that one and we'll give you some information about some of the high adventure trips coming up. This time I'd like to announce some of the special people that are here. First of all, some of our troop people. Mr. Russ Michaels in the back there, he's our committee chair. Who else? I'll start with these guys. There's James and Justin's dad. Greg Travers, Scott Denbeck, Mary Vitale, Mark Dolwick. You've already know this guy. Okay. I think I covered everybody. Anybody I missed from Troop 31? I think I have you all. Well, anyway, got a couple other folks I'd like to introduce. First of all, Mr. Craig Williams from the 160th Pennsylvania House of Representatives. And Diane Hearn from the District 156 House of Representatives. And also, last but certainly not least, Dr. Sample is over there somewhere. Where are you? There he is. Thanks so much for coming out today. He is the Superintendent of Schools for Unionville Chadds Ford School District. A very important guy in this area. We're glad to have him. And okay, this time I'd like to introduce Pastor Daniel Grusin of Calvary Lutheran Church, and he's going to do our invocation.
Thank you, Scoutmaster Coe, and good afternoon, everyone. Let's pause for a moment of prayer. Holy and gracious God, we thank you for the opportunity to come together as family, friends, leaders, and participants in this community, along with fellow scouts on a significant day in the life of Stephen, Brandon, and Benjamin. Today is a celebration of a journey full of challenges, friendships, struggles, and occasionally some fun. Today we think of all the hard work and the merit badges earned along the way, the oaths committed, the character of these young men as it develops, and the service to our community. and those who worked so hard to bring it about. Little by little, month by month, year by year, they were faithful, and we celebrate their faith, commitment, and hard work. So we ask for your blessing, O God, on these young men and their families and their loved ones who supported and encouraged them, as well as on their fellow scouts who helped them along the way. And bless the scout leaders as well, all of Troop 31, and those who are here physically or in spirit. Continue to walk with us all as we become the people you desire us to be because of your great love. In your name we pray. Amen.
I now call on Mr. Vitale, as representative of the Boy Scouts of America, to officially convene this court of honor.
Thank you, Justin. Good afternoon. When a boy becomes a Boy Scout, there is within him something that we call the spirit of scouting. This single lighted candle before you represents that spirit. Because the spirit of scouting embodies the principles of the Scout Oath and the Scout Law, it becomes a shining beacon of inspiration. Alone, this light may seem feeble, but when multiplied by the millions of boys in scouting around the world, it is powerful indeed. We will now use the light from this Spirit of Scouting candle to give recognition to our American flag. The red of my flag is the lifeblood of brave men, ready to die or worthily live for this, our country. The white of my flag is for purity, cleanliness of purpose, thought, word, and deed. The blue of my flag is for faith and loyalty, like the eternal blue of the star-filled heavens. By the power vested in me by the National Council of the Boy Scouts of America, I declare this Court of Honor to be duly convened for the sole purpose of presenting the Eagle Scout Award to Ben Hack, Brandon Tsai, and Stephen Zrebiec.
Before I call up our next speaker, I forgot an extremely important announcement earlier, and that is there will be a reception following this program. So please don't miss that. Okay, we are pleased to have the Honorable Diane Hearn from the 156th District of Pennsylvania House of Representatives with us this evening, as well as Honorable Craig Williams. At this time, I'd like to ask Diane Hearn to come up and present a commendation.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. It's good to be back. I was here just 2 weekends ago to honor 3 Eagle Scouts, and now we have 3 more. And this is just wonderful. And I do want to repeat something I said then, which is I want to congratulate the parents for the commitment that you have to your sons. And I know I have 2 sons myself who were Scouts, and I know how much perseverance and commitment this takes, and you should be congratulated as well, so congratulations to you. And also, I'd like to thank all of the leaders, because we all know that this couldn't be done without their incredible commitment to these young men. And this is so important. I believe, because through this work, you have, I'm sure, not only had a lot of fun, but learned a great deal. And this really sets you on the path to becoming true servants, serving others, serving the community, and working toward more personal growth as you move forward in your lives. So congratulations to all three of you. So I'm here today to present a citation to Stephen. So Stephen, if you would mind coming up. So this is a citation from the House of Representatives, and I'd like to read it to you, okay? So we at the House of Representatives, we take great pride in recognizing you, Stephen, because you've displayed such steadfast commitment to the ideals and time-honored traditions of the Boy Scouts of America by attaining the rank of Eagle Scout. This is the highest advancement rank that can be reached by a Boy Scout. In achieving this praiseworthy distinction, you've completed all portions of the Eagle Award program, which help you develop in the areas of leadership, service, and outdoor skills. And to fulfill your community service requirement, you constructed 3 raised garden beds for the Friends Home in Kennett Square. And in addition, you are a member of the Order of the Arrow, and you have served in the leadership positions of Senior Patrol Leader and Assistant Scoutmaster. That is so impressive, and on behalf of the entire House of Representatives, we would like to thank you and to congratulate you.
Now I'd like to ask Representative Williams to come up with his commendations.
Thank you very much. I have, hold on a second. Dirty little secret for you guys. In politics, it turns out we don't actually hate each other. Especially in Chester County. I'm right now looking at the parents because they're the ones that are like feeling a little awkward right now. We actually care about each other a great deal. And in Chester County in particular, this delegation gets along exceptionally well. So much so that I was just on my phone texting with Senator Kane and Representative Sappy, whose district we're actually in, because Representative Herron and I are here because it's our constituents that are being recognized today. And that's the kind of collegiality and cordiality that we extend to one another, not only here at home, but in Harrisburg. There are times when we go up to the microphone and say things that are in an adversarial, advocacy way, but offline we're always very kind to each other. And I want you to know that going into it. I think the world of you, Representative Herron, and I'm always proud to be present with you for these ceremonies. I think this is my first time with you, but like Representative Herron, I've been on the Eagle Scout Trail now, giving presentations for about like 6 weeks or more. It seems like we're in the season for it, and I'm so proud of you guys. Like Representative Herron, in fact, if I could get both of my Eagle Scouts up here, I think it's Brandon and Ben. And parents also, please come on up here. I'd like you to be a part of the pictures, and then afterwards maybe we'll all 6 do it. Can you stand behind your soon-to-be Eagle Scouts, because you guys are a part of this honor. There we go. That works. So I'm going to start off with Benjamin. And same style of thing. Representative Herron read citation from the House of Representatives. I've had the same thing prepared, and I would like for you to hear the formal words from your state government. In the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, the House of Representatives citation. Whereas the House of Representatives of Pennsylvania takes great pride in recognizing Benjamin, who has displayed steadfast commitment to the ideals and time-honored traditions of the Boy Scouts of America by attaining the rank of Eagle Scout, an accomplishment of the highest magnitude. And whereas the rank of Eagle Scout is the highest advancement rank that can be reached by a Boy Scout, in achieving this praiseworthy distinction, Benjamin completed all portions of the Eagle Award program, which help a scout to develop in the areas of leadership, service, and outdoor skills. To fulfill the community service requirement, Benjamin built 9 raised garden beds at Beaver Creek Elementary School for the Chester County Food Bank.
In addition, he is a member of the Order of the Arrow and has served in leadership positions of senior patrol leader. And whereas, through initiative and by his personal example, Benjamin is a living testament to the virtues of duty and citizenship he so genuinely and readily displayed. He is a member of Troop 31 of Chad's Fort. Now, therefore, the House of Representatives of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania applauds Benjamin upon earning the rank of Eagle Scout, affirmatively states that he truly exemplifies the admirable spirit and essence of the Boy Scouts of America, extends best wishes for continued leadership and service to others, and directs that a copy of this citation, sponsored by the Honorable Craig Williams on October 26, 2021, be transmitted to Benjamin, signed by me and the Speaker of the House. Similarly, I think it's important that we read these beginning to end. This is a big deal, and plus I kind of like standing up here and giving you guys a moment of recognition. Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, the House of Representatives citation. Whereas the House of Representatives of Pennsylvania takes great pride in recognizing Brandon, who has displayed steadfast commitment to the ideals and time-honored traditions of the Boy Scouts of America by attaining the rank of Eagle Scout, an accomplishment of the highest magnitude. And whereas the rank of Eagle Scout is the highest advancement rate that can be achieved or be reached by a Boy Scout. In achieving this praiseworthy distinction, Brandon completed all portions of the Eagle Award program, which helped a scout to develop in the areas of leadership, service, and outdoor skills. To fulfill the community service requirement, Brandon constructed an outdoor classroom for a local high school, which included 5 benches and a podium. In addition, he is a Brotherhood member of the Order of the Arrow, as am I, and has served in the leadership position of webmaster and assistant senior patrol leader. And whereas, through initiative and by his personal example, Brandon is a living testament to the virtues of duty and citizenship that he so genuinely and readily displayed. He is a member of Troop 31 in Chad's Fort. Now, therefore, the House of Representatives of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania applauds Brandon upon earning the rank of Eagle Scout, affirmatively states that he truly exemplifies the admirable spirit and essence of the Boy Scouts of America, extends best wishes for continued leadership and service to others, and directs that a copy of this citation, sponsored by the Honorable Craig Williams on November 19, 2021, be transmitted to Brandon, signed by me and the Speaker of the House. This is continuing a tradition established by my predecessor, Chairman Steve Barrar, who's himself also a Navy veteran. I have brought for each of these soon-to-be Eagle Scouts the POW MIA flag. The idea behind this is that it's a constant reminder. I could give you an American flag, but you'll get those from your United States Senator and others. I can give you a flag of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, but this flag, for many of us, represents a lifetime of service, a lifetime of duty to your country and to others, and always constantly setting an example, which, by the way, is the underpinning of the Eagle rank. I often say to young men who are getting promoted, like you are today, that I'm a Marine Colonel and a combat veteran. For the rest of my life, I will be associated with those things. In the same way that for the rest of your lives, you're going to be associated with the rank of Eagle Scout. It will open doors for you, but it's also a continuing duty. People are going to expect that you carry that character with you every day of your walk, just as you have today getting to Eagle Scout. They're going to look to you to set an example. And as we say all the time, it's got a character counts. Okay. So I give you a POW MIA flag. And I've got another one in the car that I'm going to give to Representative Harris to pass along to. Thank you very much. Can someone get pictures for me? See, this is why I bring a buddy.
Oops. I'm gonna go over here.
Okay.
Put you in the middle.
Yeah, that works.
Okay. Whoop. Leave Mom in there. There you go.
We get two. Yep.
Okay, fine. You guys.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, certainly. The last thing is, for me, I didn't get there unless I have my selfie. All right? So indulge me. This is the fun part of the job. There's lots of fun jobs. I'm going to scan around the room, and as I do, everybody wave and say character counts, right? Start with the scouts and end up with mom and dad, all right? Here we go. We're on. Wave. Character counts. That's awesome. I love you guys. Thank you so much for having us.
You need one too, right?
You just took over your ceremony, didn't
Oh, wait, you can't do it. Oh. Congratulations.
Thank you, Representatives Herron and Williams. Now we will hear the voice of the Eagle by Tanner Trojanowski and Simon Gelson, Troop 31, and Ben Friedman of Troop 93.
This is the voice of the eagles whose heights you have struggled hard to reach. You remember well when you first came to the base of the cliff and you looked up with ambition and determination. Look back for moments, look down the cliff you have climbed. Look at the experiences you have encountered in your ascent. These experiences should not be forgotten. You should profit by making sure adverse experiences do not occur again. Experience is a value teacher if you heed its teaching. We remember when you took your first steps upon the trail led upward. With the first steps, you began to grow physically, mentally, and morally. You start living the Scout oath and law. All the while you were on the trail, we watched you study and we saw you learn by doing. Upon joining, you were only a scout. At this time, you began hard working on your requirements to reach the tenderfoot rank. The first ledge of the trail to Eagle before long, your fellow scouts were calling you a tenderfoot, and they were right. You were indeed a tenderfoot scout.
Soon you reached the second ledge, and there you were greeted by a large group of second-class scouts. Some, like you, stopped to catch their breath before continuing along the trail. You began to study more. You worked harder, and almost before you knew it, you came to another ledge. The ledge where the first-class scouts dwelled. There, you found a tempting green meadow by a crystal clear stream bathed in the sun. There you were tempted to remain. Yes, you could have remained there to live the first-class scout glory, but your ambition spurred you on. We remember your advancement to Star Scout.
The trail from first class to star rank was not as difficult as it had seemed. This spurred you on, and again you climbed higher. The trail was steeper and less worn. Fewer scouts seemed to be headed in your direction. You looked down and saw the crowds below you. You looked up and saw a few above you, and with the same determination with which you started your climb, you continued up the trail. Soon, you earned the badge of life rank. The heart badge was then placed on your uniform. You will never forget your thoughts at that moment. This feeling has been experienced by all scouts upon reaching the ledge of life scale. The trail became tougher, but more interesting. The original principles, the Scout Oath and Law, now had a fuller meaning. Your understanding of them was deeper. Yes, we have watched your character unfold and become more positive. We have watched your leadership expand into a valuable asset. We have watched your mind develop and your wisdom increase. We have watched all these things in you. And now that you are at the threshold of your goal, we welcome you. For you have done your climbing in a true scout-like manner. This is the voice of an eagle.
Good afternoon, everyone. Today, we have the honor and pleasure of recognizing Ben, Brandon, and Stephen with the award of Eagle Scout. Their parents and Scout leaders have labored long and faithfully to develop within them the character, leadership, and citizenship qualities so important to the Boy Scout program. All of their efforts culminate this afternoon in the presentation of the Eagle Award. The success of these efforts, however, would only be manifest in the way these Eagle Scouts utilize these qualities with those whose lives they touch in the future. Eagle candidates Benjamin Walter Hack, Brandon Shang-Yu Tsai, and Stephen Robert Zrebiec. Please be prepared to receive the highest rank conferred by the Boy Scouts of America, that of Eagle Scout. Congratulations.
Ben, Brandon, and Stephen, in a moment we will confer upon you the award of Eagle Scout. However, I'm sure you will agree that some special people should have the privilege of standing with you and in some measure share in this high honor. At this time, I would like you to ask you to please escort your parents to the table. We now proclaim to the entire world your accomplishments. The symbols of your success are the Eagle badge and neckerchief, which will now be presented by your parents. I have to claim a little bit of, I messed up a little bit here. I should have told them to undo all those things out of the box because that takes a while. Now we know why you're so late on Monday night, right? I'm just kidding. No one will ever know the endless acts of sacrifice and helpfulness from your mothers. I'd like your mothers to pin the in. Oh, do that part. Sorry about that. Okay, let's go. All right, in recognition of your mother's devotion, please present them with their Eagle Mother's pin, which they will wear over their hearts as symbols of your efforts. Your fathers have been the source of much advice and guidance along the Eagle Trail, so I'd like them to present the Eagle Scout certificates to you. And in return, please present your father with the Eagle lapel pin, which they will wear proudly to remember your teamwork and the time you spent together. Okay, Scouts, please escort your parents back to their seats and return to your seats. Okay. Anyway, yeah, go ahead and take your mother's hand. Sorry about that. Okay, did I miss anything else? This one reads a little bit differently than most. It's all right. I have to remember not to always do it from memory, do it what's actually here. Yeah. Let's see, usually I worry about the boys stabbing their mothers in the heart, but I remember about Stephen over there.
What glasses?
Gentlemen, please escort your parents to their seats. Becoming an Eagle Scout is not the end of the journey. It is merely the beginning. So where do you go from here? Mr. Doyle is here to tell you.
Congratulations, you made it. Climb the Eagle Mountain. I applaud your achievement. Tell me about that picture over there that you took about Baldies. That's kind of the mountain. Maybe this one's a little higher. Yeah. Scouts of all nations constitute one of the most wholesome and significant movements in the world's history. You've been judged by the Boy Scouts of America worthy of the highest rank in this great movement. All who know you rejoice in your achievement. Your position, as you know, is one of honor and responsibility. You're distinguished men. As Eagle Scouts, you have assumed a solemn obligation to do your duty to God, to country, to your fellow Scouts, and to mankind in general. It's a great undertaking. As you live up to your obligations, you bring honor to yourselves and your brother Scouts. America has many good things to give you and your children, but these good things depend, for the most part, on the quality of a citizen. Our country has had a great past, and you can help make the future even better. I charge you to undertake your citizenship with a solemn dedication. Be a leader, but lead only towards the best. Live up to every task you do and every office you hold to the highest level of service to God and your fellow man. Live and serve so that those who know you will be inspired to finally live. There are too many who use their strength and their brains to exploit others and to gain selfish ends. I charge you to be among those who dedicate their skills and ability to the common good. Remember that your actions are now a little more conspicuous and people will expect more of you. To falter in your responsibility would not only reflect on you, but on your fellow Eagle Scouts and all the scouting. The torch you carry is not only yours, but it's ours. Just remember the things you learned on your way to Eagle, and you will be able to climb any mountain, to overcome any obstacle. Do you remember when you first looked up at the Eagle Mountain? How high it seemed back then, but you took that first step along the trail and began climbing. One step at a time, you followed the trail blazed by others. Then, when that path faded away, you blazed your own trail, a trail that others are now following. And finally, always keeping your eye on the goal, you reached the top. Many mountains waiting to be climbed. Some may seem insurmountable, but they can all be conquered. Just as you set your goal, take that first step, follow the blazed trail until it's time to blaze your own. And always keep your eye on the goal. Build America on the solid foundation of clean living, honest work, unselfish citizenship, and reverence for God. And whatever others may do, you will leave behind a record of which every other scout may justly be proud.
Your conduct along the trail has been excellent, but one more thing is important, your future. As Eagle Scouts, you'll become a guide to other scouts of lower rank. You become an example in your community. Remember that your actions are now a little bit more conspicuous, and people will expect more of you. To falter in your responsibility would not only reflect upon you, but on your fellow Eagles in all of scouting. Many times over the last few years, you've joined with your fellow scouts in repeating the scout oath. Now will you stand and repeat a new oath, the Eagle Scout promise. Though the words you say are similar to those you've said so many times before, tonight they mean more to you than they ever have. When you pledge yourself on your sacred honor, you will be sealing your eternal loyalty to the code of the Eagle Scout. At this time, I'd like all Eagle Scouts in the audience to stand and rededicate themselves by repeating the Eagle Scout promise to our new Scouts. Please make the Scout sign and repeat after me. I reaffirm my allegiance to the three promises of the Scout Oath. I thoroughly recognize and take upon myself the obligations and responsibilities of an Eagle Scout. On my honor, I will do my best to make my training an example, my rank and my influence count strongly for better scouting and for better citizenship. In my troop, in my community, and in my contacts with other people, to this I pledge my sacred honor. Y'all may be seated.
By the authority vested in me and with all of the Eagle Scouts present here this evening, it is my privilege to pronounce you Eagle Scouts. May the oath you have just taken remain graven on your hearts forever. Congratulations, guys. Gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to speak to you today. As you all know, we've gone through a tough time the last 2 years with the pandemic, but the three of you have been instrumental to the success of Troop 31 during the pandemic. Between your ability to seamlessly move us through the use of Zoom, to your willingness to try new things to help the troop move forward, you showed us how important youth leadership is. Now, while each of you have incredible leaders, your personalities and other individual skills have shown bright too. Stephen, few young scouts have shown their exuberance for scouting from day one as you did. You had the enthusiasm of a young boy getting his first puppy. Your enthusiasm for scouts has never waned. You are one of the more positive, happy people I've ever met. It has served you well, and I'm sure it will continue to do so. Barry, you have grown from a somewhat quiet but enthusiastic young scout to an older scout who obviously enjoyed being a leader and looked for opportunity to do so. It's a scoutmaster's dream to have scouts who step up to the plate, want to take charge, and can do it well. Scouts like you help keep me going past what might be my expected shelf life. Brendan, you are as capable and smart as any scout I've known. You have a wide range of interests and abilities, but at times seem challenged to be able to know how to accomplish everything you want to do. I have no doubt you can do it all, and using a planner might help you accomplish it. I can't even guess how high the ceiling might be for you, but I know it is high. As you grow and develop your skills, I'm sure you will do well. Gentlemen, I don't know what your life aspirations are, whatever they are or turn out to be. I'm sure you will all be successful. We are blessed to have not only a history of great young men earning the rank of Eagle Scout in Troop 31, but these young men who have such great futures ahead of them, both because of their intelligence and their outlook towards their futures. Today we have a group of three of those young men as intelligent and driven as any group we've had before. I have great expectations for you. And I want to challenge you now to live up to those expectations and the expectations of an Eagle Scout. I also challenge you to be the type of people that people know for who you are, not for what you have. I know all three of you can do that. Congratulations.
Alright, so I'm not going to promise you this speech is short because you already came here, so you're stuck here for as long as it's not that bad, that's crazy. We'll be fine. So I'd like to begin by thanking a lot of people because we all got here, but there's no way we've gotten here without the following people. So I'd like to start by thanking Mr. Coe and all of the ASMs. These people are the real heroes of scouting. Sure, we do stuff, we plan meetings, but really, I don't think anything would get done if they didn't remind us to do stuff or, schedule things. So these are the people who lead the troop. Troops across America are made by the leaders, and we're lucky to have the ones that we do. So, thank you. I'd also like to thank my parents. My dad for introducing me to this program and staying by me all these years, from slicing my thumb open in Cub Scouts, bleeding profusely, and luckily not getting stitches only because the doctor who gave stitches was not there. So I made out of that. And I got a butterfly Band-Aid and, I still have my thumb, so it worked out. Or to be hiking 90 miles in the backcountry of New Mexico. I couldn't have done it without you, so thank you. Now, my mom, she is a different story. You won't see her in any of those photos over there because either she's the one taking them or, she's doing something else. But she is the behind the scenes of my scouting. If you lived in my house, you would hear her nagging me day in and day out to finish my merit badge or finish my Eagle proposal or whatever it is. Sam can attest to that. If I had $1 for every single time I got a reminder, I would be able to pay for all of your Eagle Scout projects. And for those of you who don't know how much that is, you really do not want to. I lost my list. I'd also like to thank my beneficiary, Mrs. Van Dyke. She can't be here tonight, but her and the food bank made my project very easy and really helped me smooth sail right through it. So thank you for that. Also, a big thank you to Pastor Cruson for coming out here tonight and blessing this court of honor. Thank you for Mr. Shigley for filming and taking all the photos. And thank you for Dr. Sandville for traveling out here and supporting me and my fellow Eagles. And I'd also like to thank the Honorable Craig Williams and Diane Herron for being here this afternoon and presenting the accommodations. So, like many, my scouting career began in Cub Scouts. I was a part of Pack 231, where I got to do some very interesting outings. A night in the Delaware Museum, a night on the USS New Jersey, a night at the Penn Museum in Philadelphia, a night in the Franklin Institute, and finally, a night in the Camden Aquarium. We did get to sleep in a lot of really weird places. It's also where I got to meet some of my oldest friends, two of which are sitting beside me, and another one is standing on the other side of me. I eventually left Pack 231 and joined Troop 31, and quickly learned that life here is very different than in Cub Scouts. I was kind of used to just showing up to places and then be giving an award for just showing up to that place, so it was very easy. But you can imagine my shock when I found out that I actually had to start doing things for myself. It was a rude awakening. Although we did get to learn a lot of new things in Boy Scouts, like how to cook a meal in such a way that everything can taste burnt without looking burnt. I don't know how that's possible. Or that crashing into a bunch of low-hanging branches in a canoe does fill it with spiders. I got to thank August and Shane for that one, for those of you who were here for them. But yes, you do learn important things too that can be applied to your life. Stephen and his father were dropping me off one day at my house after we had gone to MILT, and we had found that my neighbor's barn had actually caught on fire and it had spread to the surrounding area. And luckily, we had all learned fire safety, and we actually were able to help fight the fire, me and my neighborhood. And it was a really cool experience to see the skills that we learned in Scouts we actually used in real life. And so, when you take merit badges, pay attention to them. They can actually be used. This program has also given me a lot of lifelong experiences. If you haven't heard me mention this little ranch out in New Mexico called Philmont, I would think you were deaf, because I think that anyone who's been on it has talked about it literally nonstop. I really don't think there's a program out there where you can just decide to hike through a desert in New Mexico for 10 days and they'll just kind of let you sign a piece of paper and give them a check and they're like, all right, go. So I think that's cool. Another high adventure you may have heard me mention was Sea Base. The three of us and a couple of other people decided to live on a boat in the ocean for a week. None of us had ever been sailing before, so that was interesting. We did have a captain there to guide us, and to his credit, by the end of the week, we definitely could get the boat to move. After that, who knows? But it was truly an amazing experience. I got to snorkel, go lobster hunting, and fish in the Florida Keys. If anyone ever has any reservations about doing these kind of adventures, do it. Trust me, you will be kicking yourself for the rest of your life if you decide not to. And if you have any questions about any of these, you could probably just ask anyone who's been on them, because we will talk to you about them for hours, and I don't mean hours. So, now the scouting program isn't just about the memories of the experiences you share with others while you're in the program. It's also about the things you take with it after you've left. My time in Scouts has changed me completely as a person. NYLT is a leadership training program that Scouts BSA offers across the country. I was fortunate enough to attend this program and staff it the following year. We're actually planning the course right now, so for people who want to go, quick little shameless plug, you should go to NYLT. It changes your life forever. I remember sitting during, where you guys are sitting right now, at a court of honor when I was like in 7th grade or 6th grade. I remember thinking, there's no way I am ever going to stand in front of a bunch of people and give a speech. But you know, here I am, and now I give hour-long presentations to 80 strangers. So life can throw you really weird curveballs. But after I got my Eagle, I was asked what my favorite leadership position was in Scouts. And I said the SPL was the most rewarding thing that I had ever done. I chose the word rewarding for a reason, not because it was the most fun, nor was it the easiest. It was certainly an uphill battle, but it taught me so much about being a leader, and I don't think anything else can. So this entire program has given me so much, so please see it through the end. Trust me, it's worth it. And for my mentor pin, I would like to give it to my Eagle mentor, Mr. Dulick, for all the guidance he provided me throughout my journey and the hundreds of questions he has answered about anything that I needed for it. So, thank you.
On March 3rd, 2015, I stood right where I am today, being presented with another prestigious award, the Arrow of Light. My Arrow of Light ceremony was also here at Bradley, and I find it very fitting that both parts of my scouting journey have concluded in the same spot. The second leg, though, I have to admit, was much more difficult than the first. To me, that hike along the hypothetical Trail to Eagle was more like a flat, paved sidewalk that suddenly shot up about 12,441 feet right after I got my life rank. When I was a young, naive scout, I remember listening to Eagle Scouts talking about how close they were to their birthday before they got their Eagle rank. And I always thought, I won't do that. But there I was, 2 months before my birthday, just starting my project. There were definitely times where I thought I would never finish my project before my birthday. And I was so close to giving up. Without my parents beside me, as well as the mentorship by Mr. Dulick and the flexibility of Mr. Weitzel, I would never have been able to make that last push towards the end of the trail. My scouting journey, though, can't just be squished down to those last couple of months. It was so much more. Starting at the beginning, I was one of those Cub Scouts that got signed up by their parents so that they could get the little kids out of the house. I remember despising my parents for signing me up against my will. But after a little time, I began to like it, even though my stubborn 8-year-old self wouldn't admit it. Some of the defining moments of elementary school were of Pinewood Derby races, ice bowling, and snow at Camp Ware. After those 5 years running around collecting loops for my belt, I advanced to the next level, and I now had the scout rank. With Troop 31, I gained a love for the outdoors. Hiking 91 miles with 50 pounds on my back and staying on a boat for a week straight are activities I never would have dreamed of as that stubborn bobcat. I even grew to love horseshoe, which I had early reservations on because I was unsure about staying away from my parents for a week straight. Every meeting where we would make weird slideshows, every canoe trip I took, and every rank I earned, made me into the scout, the leader, and the person I am today. I learned a lot during my scouting career, like leadership, collaboration, and numerous outdoor skills. What I'll keep forever, though, are the dear, dear friends I made along this trip. Many of my best friends, like Ben and Stephen here, and countless more, were made because of scouting. I have scouting to thank for my confidence, my communication, and so much more. I would again like to thank Mr. Weitzel and Dr. Conley for dutifully working with me to find the perfect project idea. I thank my parents and my sister Caitlin, who were with me every step of the way, even at every work day of my project. I would also like to give a special thanks to the Assistant Scoutmasters and Mr. Coe for being role models and leaders who guided me through my young adult life. I finally want to thank everyone who came here today. All of you celebrating with Stephen, Ben, and I means the world. I remember one night this past year, sitting around a troop campfire at Horseshoe. During that one moment, screaming camp songs as loud as we could into the night, I remember thinking about how lucky I was to be there right in that moment, squealing dumb songs with some of my best friends. That moment is what scouting means to me, and I'll keep every memory I had with this troop close to my heart for the rest of my life. Thank you. I would like to present my mentor pin to Mr. Dulick for being by my side throughout the entire Eagle Project process. No words can describe how thankful I am for the Zoom meetings every other day, and the endless support you provide. So thank you.
To start off, I would like to thank everyone for coming here this afternoon. It means a lot to Ben, Brandon, and I, as we have spent many years working towards this goal. Together, we have gone through the ranks, completed merit badges, and probably drove our parents insane through the process. So thank you to the families of Ben and Brandon for being here today. I'm thankful to all of the adult leaders and the ASMs of Troop 31 for being with me throughout my time here. I'd like to thank Mr. Coe for teaching me how to not be a sore loser at Settlers of Catan. Seriously though, what are your secrets to that game? Besides that, you have been the best scoutmaster I could have wished for during my journey. Thank you. Mr. Dulick, thank you for being my Eagle mentor. Your support helped me pace and complete my project in a timely manner. Even though you used to work with my dad, I'm sure working with me wasn't that much different. Now, I believe that my sisters deserve a special thanks for just being there by visiting during family day at summer camp or telling me how quiet the house was when I was gone. While I could joke all that I want, it means a lot to me that you've been there for me along the way. So thank you, Ashley and Sarah. Grammy, thank you for always cheering me on and making me laugh throughout scouting. I can't tell you how much you mean to me as getting your little cards in the mail when I was at summer camp. So thank you. And I can't forget to mention you, Granddad, for helping me out with my project and making the whole thing possible. And you too, Grandma. Thank you for helping out and just making my dreams come true for that part. Joining Troop 31 has been the catalyst for so many unforgettable memories. For that, I'm grateful to all of the scouts who grew up with me, including some of my best friends, Ben, Brandon, and Justin for emceeing this. I joined scouting from many memories of my dad telling me how much I would enjoy. And when I lived in Newark, Delaware, I joined Pack 252. And while scouting was fun there, it was kind of a little rough ride. Of course, I went on all the outings and everything like that, but it was mainly me spending a lot of time with my dad. Then, when I moved here in second grade, I joined Pack 231. And this is where my whole scouting journey started. I have befriended some of the best people I've ever met in my life, and to this day, will always hold a memory in my heart. From attending the Franklin Institute outing, from sleeping on the battleship and trying not to roll off of the 3 bunk bed places, it was just such unforgettable memories that I'll always hold in my heart. Then, as soon as I crossed into Troop 31 in this exact same room, as Brandon had said, that's when everything took a huge pace. I had to start working a lot harder on everything. It wasn't just to show up and get this badge. I actually had to put effort, I had to put energy all into just completing merit badges, going through the ranks, helping other people, and of course giving speeches like this in front of a whole room of people. Well, Troop 31, there's so many outings that I've attended. I try to go to every single one once a month. I try to go as many of them as possible because to me, that was one of my favorite memories. Well, one of them was attending the Gettysburg Battlefield. We biked around the place. I believe I've done that trip twice. And it's just so cool being able to get not only the historical aspect, but also just to bike with your friends and just joke around the whole time. And my favorite part of scouting is the connections that I have made through people while attending these various outings. While I'm sure your parents would be happy to send you off for the weekend and have a little time in the house, and yet they were worried about the food we were eating. And oh, let me tell you about the food. I'm sure you've heard stories about how horrible Boy Scout cooking food is. It's horrible. Now, conventional Boy Scout food includes Doritos in a bag, commonly known as walking tacos, along with extremely burnt yet undercooked pancakes, which I have no idea how that's possible, but trust me, it is. And cooking pasta. Don't cook pasta. It takes way too long and you're going to be hungry. And I can't forget the prepackaged Pop-Tarts that we would have on Sunday mornings because we didn't feel like cooking nor cleaning the dishes. And one of my favorite memories was from our weekend at Camp Rodney. Since we have to bring our own food, the troop decided to have a cook-off with one of the judges being the one and the only, Mr. Coe. Now, my patrol had a wonderful idea to create a splendid dish called chicken pesto pasta. For one, never bring chicken to cook on an outing. Chances are it will be undercooked, and you almost accidentally gave your scoutmaster salmonella, and he ate your dish before you could read him the disclaimer about it. I'm sorry, Mr. Coe. Now, believe it or not, we won the competition. Yeah, I don't know how we won. After the judging and everyone was cleaning up, trust me, this story gets a lot better. I went to move the stove, and the table lifted up. We cook on these little portable stoves and on top of plastic tables, and I think you can see where I'm going with this. John Kinsley can vouch for me when I say this, but we burned a hole through one of the tables with the stove. Lesson learned of the story? I don't think we learned a lesson. Well, I could go on and on about the cooking stories that I have. I believe it outlines something that we all should take away. We only know the best moments of our lives after they have passed. Scouting has taught me that we should live in the present and enjoy what we have now, rather than worry about what is to come in the future. Looking back, I have all of these memories that I'll be able to hold on and share for the rest of my life. To that, I'm very grateful for everyone in this room. Troop 31 has provided me with so much joy in my life, but there was one person who always stood backstage as my best supporter. Mom, I wanted to give you a special thanks for always being there for me and feeding me before I went on trips, or hugging me the same way as whenever I got home, no matter how old I got. You've been my #1 supporter, and words cannot put how happy you've made me in my life. Thank you.
I'm gonna cry.
Dad, I'm sure you've been waiting for me to say your name. But I just wanted to save the best for last. You have always been at my side from Cub Scouts all the way to this final point here today. Together, we have traveled to the 2019 World Jamboree, and I know how upset you were at the fact that we tried to go to Philmont, not once but twice. But the fact that I was able to go on that outing with you means the world to me. We spent 2 weeks walking almost 11 miles every day, and while the whole experience was just unforgettable, my favorite memory was when we shot the 180-pound draw crossbow together. Not only did we have to wait in line for about 3 hours, but when we got up to shoot crossbows, a flash storm came in, and we had to go into hard cover. Together we played Uno on the little desk while we were waiting for the storm to pass by. And good news, we got to shoot it again. And just that whole experience, I just want you to know, it's forever. Seriously though, I cannot thank you enough for getting me into scouting and helping me along the way. The reason why I was able to get here was mostly because of you. From constant reminders of completing my legal project work to even more constant reminders of getting my work done, you never gave up on me. Even during my Eagle project, you worked beside me throughout the whole process. With that, I believe it is only fair that my Eagle Mentor pin goes to you. So, together in Troop 31, there has been one single person who has been with us the entire time. From constant trips to Avondale or the Delaware canoe trip, or every single meeting that we had, there's just been one person who just was near and dear to our hearts. And with that, we would like to give Mr. Coe a mentor pin from all of us this day. With that, I'd like to call Justin.
Wow. Almost to your record. Maybe a little. As we put out this white candle representing purity, may we be ever mindful of the obligation that a scout is clean. He is clean in body and thought, stands for clean speech, clean sports, clean habits, and travels with the moral crowd. As we put out this blue candle representing loyalty, may we be ever mindful of the obligation that a scout is loyal. He's loyal to all whose loyalty is due. Scout leaders show his parents and his country. I really want someone to do that. A lot of pressures on this. A lot of pressures on this next candle. As we put out this red candle representing Christian sacrifice, it would be ever mindful of our obligation. That a scout is brave. He has the courage to face danger in spite of fear and stand up for the right. In my troop, in my community, and in my contacts with other people. Sorry. Stand up for the right against the coaxing of friends and the jeers or threats of enemies. And defeat does not doubt him. I now call on Pastor Cruson to give our benediction.
I thought you were going to call me up to put the rest of the candles out. That's the water gun that I have here. Sense that hearts are full today, and we are grateful. It is a day of gratitude because of the efforts of this community, and especially these three young men and all who supported them. And in some ways, they exemplify what someone once said, that failure is not in the falling down, it's in the staying down. So keep getting up. Every day is a new challenge, and success will rise to meet you. Let's pause for prayer. Dear God, we're grateful for this Eagle Scout Court of Honor that marks the end of a journey and the beginning of a commitment to another. A commitment to better scouting, a commitment to better citizenship, and a continued commitment to leadership for all. Bless the future endeavors of Benjamin, Stephen, and Brandon. Walk with them wherever their lives take them. Give them your strength, your compassion, your wisdom, your love. And may all of us gathered here be committed to scouting's ideals which instruct us to lead better lives. And may we be guided to always follow our own trails, discovering who we are by striving into the unknown, guided by the presence and mystery of your love. And now may God be with us until we meet again. Amen. Amen.
I now declare this Eagle Court of Honor closed. Please join us for refreshments and take a few minutes to look at the display tables. Thank you all very much for attending this afternoon. Now I'd like to give just a final congratulations and a great job to Simon for putting out the candle. So great. Highlight of the day. And these guys do, yeah. Thank you everybody for coming, and have a great rest of your afternoon.
They're doing
good shot, guys. I was like,